Welcome to High Infidelity, the best cheating videos on YouTube. If you enjoy this content, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's get into the video.
My 27 male ex-girlfriend, 24 female, is mad and making me feel guilty because she broke up with me and him, not reacting how she wants or expects me to. For extra background, I just purchased a home, and my wife and I now reside in it. We had one of our famous blowouts about stupid. And in the last 2 months, I've honestly grown tired of them and felt exhausted by them. She never admits to her flaws and puts everything that goes wrong in the relationship on me. Of course, I can accept responsibility and own my flaws, but she will never admit when she is wrong or being entirely stupid. Anyway, after our blowout, she was like, "I'm leaving." I'm like, whatever. Because she's done it at least 3 times previously. But this time she goes immediately to work, contacting around to locate an apartment and packing. So I'm like, whatever, she obviously doesn't care enough to figure it out, and isn't going to alter her opinion. After a few days, she has most of her belongings packed and is halfway moved out. She no longer lives here, and I'm not sure where she is. But she texts me and says all this nonsense, blaming me and claiming she knew I never cared about her or loved her because I've been numb to the whole affair and have expressed no remorse or regret. Which I don't have, which is strange. I feel awful for her, even after she told me how heartbroken and unhappy she is, but I also don't care. I'm perplexed by my emotional reaction, and it seems like she's trying to make me feel guilty and a horrible person for not attempting to persuade her to move out, despite the fact that she never mentioned it to me until today. I'm not sure whether this is normal, if her response is warranted, or if there's anything wrong with me for legitimately not caring and feeling like I've moved on from a 2-year relationship in like 3 days. Update: I was gone all day, so I let her go out with her pal. When I got home, there was a large picture frame with images of us smashed on my carpet, with glass and wood splinters everywhere. I simply texted her and screamed, "You're such a loser," and then blocked her for good. I'm relieved she's finally out of my home. Story 2. I'm 30 female at a crossroads with my partner, 35 male, of 10 years. He hasn't worked in 2 years. My problem has reached a tipping point, and I'm at a loss on what to do. I've been with my boyfriend/partner since I was 21, over 10 years. We aren't married, so it doesn't really matter to either of us. There are no children. I was still in college when I met him, and he was living on his own and working full-time. My work has progressed over the course of our relationship to the point where I earn a very comfortable wage, and 2 years ago, Nov 2019, we both decided he would resign his full-time job to take a vacation. Actually, it was making him unhappy, so he decided to look into other choices, such as working for himself, expanding his skill set, he's a designer of sorts, and finding out his next step. Then COVID struck. I'm extremely proud of all he's accomplished. He's genuinely become a master at his art and has spent a lot of time producing items to demonstrate in his design profession. I won't get into details, completely self-taught. His brilliance is just mind-boggling. The issue is that I believe he is overly comfortable with our existing arrangement. Although he has significant talents, he lacks contacts in his profession, and his timidity, combined with acute anxiety, prevents him from launching his career or going out there to network. He probably only spends around 30–40% of his time producing, some weeks not at all, and the rest of his time smoking drugs and playing video games. He's high all the time, and getting him to do anything career-related, such as networking Instagram/resume work/goal setting, is like pulling teeth. This has been going on for about 2 years, with a few sober intervals in between. He's volunteered to work a terrible job. His words, a few times over the last 2 years, but I've always rejected since no one should be forced to do something they despise. Because I adore him and want him to have his ideal profession, I've always refused. After some serious squabbles at the start of our arrangement, he began making an attempt to help out around the flat and handles things like dishes/pet-related tasks and will run to the store if we need anything. I continue to handle all of the cooking and the bulk of the cleaning and washing. I pay our expensive rent and all expenses, including phone bills, in full. It is clearly insufficient. I'm looking for a companion, not a helper. Whenever I approach him about it, he either totally shuts down, b, somehow flips it around on me and I feel bad. Anxiety/depression/ I'm not being clear enough/ I'm stressed at work, and it's impacting him/ etc. Or c, makes empty promises. He's a really clever person, smarter than me, and in these instances, I feel absolutely deceived and end up feeling miserable. I spent months helping him shoot photos of his work, putting together a portfolio, assisting him with his Instagram, connecting him with potential clients, but I had to stop because it became too much for me. I work 60-70 hours a week, and am already the relationship planner in charge of all bills/moves/appointments/insurance/vacations/ etc. Because it felt like I was responsible for his life, in addition to my life and our shared life together. But when I take a step back, everything seems to come apart. He'll have a few busy days or weeks, followed by a week or two of doing nothing. He was simply holed up on his computer in our second bedroom/studio while I WFH all day in the living room. His lack of motivation and depression are absolutely crushing me, and I'm so worried about him, his future, and our future that I can't take it any longer. He refuses to go to treatment, either alone or with others. I stopped mentioning it a long time ago. He's gone through a lot in his life and would really benefit from it. I'm filled with rage, humiliation, and guilt. Reading this makes me want to leave, but I have no clue how to pack up my life after 10 years with him. I have so much love for this guy and sincerely want him to be happy and successful. He is so intelligent and brilliant, but I worry it will never happen if I continue to enable this behavior. I'm always hoping for things to improve, but his promises never come true. He is thoughtful, intelligent, creative, witty, perceptive, supportive, and loving. I've been reclusive lately, and I can hardly look at him or touch him because I want to scream. Confrontation is difficult for me. I'm at a loss on what to do. He's stated he'll restart his job hunt in January and work harder, but I can't stand it any longer. My patience is currently at an all-time low. I'd appreciate any suggestions or words of encouragement for my next move. What can I do to improve the situation? Story 3. Exgf cheated on me the second day after we became official. To say the least, my 21 male life has been a whirlwind for the last 2 weeks. Fortunately, we were only together for 3 months, but everything seemed so good and I was so happy with her, 19 female. But the lady I imagined she was never existed, and that's what bothers me so much. She told me he was her buddy, and she spoke to him about our relationship and sought advice from him. So imagine my astonishment when I searched through her phone and found a video of him, her without a condom, and his come over her back literally the second day after we were exclusive. Guys, it shattered me. She gave me so many lies, and I believed them all because I trusted her. She actually presented me to her family less than 24 hours after betraying me in the most heinous manner, and I still don't understand why she did it. It makes no sense at all. I'm more handsome than him. I have a better physique than him. She told me I was the nicest thing that had ever happened to her, that no one had ever made her feel as good as I did, and that she couldn't picture her life without me. He literally wanted her for her vagina, but I wanted her whole body. She was the only female I sought. I was the first person to give her, and she informed me that no male had ever given her her head before, and with me was unlike anything she had ever experienced. Every time, I placed her happiness ahead of mine. I've since broken up with her, and she begged me to take her back for a time, and I really considered it, but the girl I was in love with never actually lived. She died the night I discovered everything. I'm just glad I found out when I did. I sobbed every day for a week straight, but I can't imagine how I'd feel if I found out a year later. I'm simply lonely now, and I miss the closeness and having someone to adore. My question to her is, if I was the greatest thing that ever happened to you, and you couldn't fathom life without me, why did you betray me in the most horrible manner possible? And why did you keep betraying me with your small falsehoods every day? I can't understand doing this to someone I profess to love, and I hope it never happens again, and that I may finally recover and find someone who is trustworthy and honest with me.